This is actually a really intimate group. Sharon, Margaret, Joanna. Excited to introduce you to Jonah. Jonah has been crushing it on YouTube in the past 2 years. He's made over $250,000, generated over $250,000 in revenue from monetizing YouTube. He's helping realtors build their social media presence, specifically with YouTube, Instagram, so on and so forth. He's working on like 75 media projects at a time. And so he really knows a lot about this topic. I had the opportunity to learn from him at an event in San Diego, and I literally took so many notes. And I have still not dove into YouTube in the way I thought I would after learning, but I have like this whole plan. And I actually did start the channel, but I haven't gotten into it yet. So hopefully this will re-inspire me to actually get into it. But since you three know us, I'm not going to spend too much time reintroducing ourselves, but just for the recording, we run Every Move Collective at eXp Realty. We have this community to bring realtors together to support them in their business goals, have community, have referral relationships, and really learn from experts who are doing different and cool things in this space. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Jonah. Jonah, feel free to share your screen at any time. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, and then we can dive in.
Sweet, sounds good. Thanks for the intro, Colby. Happy to be here. Things will be great. We've got smaller groups. We'll have a lot of time for questions and all that. I'll go ahead and share my screen. I've got a presentation. I'll try to keep it, fairly short, so we have like lots of time to discuss afterwards and ask questions. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep, we
Cool.
can.
I'm just gonna move you over here. All right. You guys see that?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yes.
Good. All right. Thank you guys. Well, appreciate all you guys being here. Excited to talk with you guys today. As Colby kind of mentioned, I do real estate media. Last 3 years, I've been helping realtors with their listing media, photos, videos, all of that, and then also growing their social media. So Instagram, YouTube, um, all the social media. So today we're gonna talk about YouTube. Quick intro, kind of expand on what Colby said. So my name is Jonah. I'm the co-founder of Rev Productions. In the past couple of years, we've shot over 1,200 projects for realtors here just in San Diego. We don't have a huge following. I've learned how to, monetize social media without going crazy viral or doing TikTok dances or anything like that. We've got like 4,200 followers on Instagram. Nothing crazy. For us, we actually focus on Instagram just because we're targeting realtors and that's kind of where our audience is more. But I'm gonna be talking about YouTube because I think this is a great opportunity for realtors. I think that's where your audience and your buyers and sellers are more. So really, I like going on the social media platform like where your people are gonna be. I just think that makes the most sense, obviously. And some platforms might be a lot easier to grow, like on TikTok or something, but a lot harder to monetize. Also, I'm a huge fan of keeping things smaller and more targeted. So like 90% of our followers are realtors. We have a very specific following. And then yeah, the platforms we use, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much everything. So yeah, that's kind of a quick intro about me. Let's dive into YouTube strategy for realtors. So couple things, couple disclaimers before we get started. Um, just right off the bat, this takes time. Like social media in general, it takes time to build. We're not looking for like an overnight viral, success. Like that happens, that's awesome. But like that is the minority. So do not expect results right away from any sort of social media, especially YouTube. It takes time to really grow an audience and get good at making content, a lot of trial and error. So that's the first thing. Just definitely approach it from the standpoint of this is going to be a longer term investment. Also, when talking about any sort of social media lead gen, it's not going to replace anything else that you're doing. Like I talk to a lot of realtors and like, well, I'm already doing, all this stuff that's working. Like, why would I stop that? There's no reason to stop that. Let's not turn off the faucet that's currently bringing you business. But it's a great, thing to supplement that. I also love using social media, but YouTube specifically, to help warm up our audience, warm up leads, and keep people kind of in our network. So it's like not just bringing in cold traffic, but it's also helping to kind of warm and nurture your current traffic, in addition to say email campaigns or stuff like that. So that's another thing. And then third, like this is not going to be for everyone, you know. You can use this how you want to. There's different ways to approach it. You can make YouTube videos and send them just to leads or people you're already currently working with to give them more information about an area. Or you can really dive in and go all in and put money behind it and post a ton of videos and use it as a tool for a lot of like new lead gen. So there's different ways to use it. It's not going to be for everyone. So, why YouTube as a platform? A couple things. So, number one, it's obviously a longer form platform. The videos are going to be a lot longer than on Instagram or TikTok. The reason I love that is it just builds so much trust. They did a study, I don't have the exact numbers, but it was basically on studying the streamers, like these gamers who, record themselves playing video games and people watch. And they were studying how their audience basically trusted them and felt about them compared to other influencers. And they found that streamers had like a 27 times more like trust and loyalty in their audience. And they're just playing video games online. But the amount of influence they have over people watching is insane. And if we look at how much they're getting paid, they're getting paid the most out of any influencers in the world, anyone on social media that's the streamers. And it's because they're audience is watching them for just such a long amount of time. They've built up so much trust and rapport. They feel like they know them. Like there's this parasocial relationship is so strong. YouTube, there's a great opportunity to tap into that because you're just getting more screen time with your people, with your audience. Each video is 5, 10, 15 minutes versus a 15-second Instagram reel. Obviously, a lot more trust is built. Number two, it's evergreen content. It lasts forever on the platform. The way the algorithm works is just different than other platforms. On Instagram or TikTok, they have like way shorter cycles. And so like you could post a reel within 24 hours, it doesn't do well, it's pretty much done. I mean, like it's still gonna be on your page, but Instagram's not gonna keep pushing it, likely. YouTube, I had a YouTube video that I posted. It didn't really do anything. And then like a year later, it started getting views and it got like a few thousand views like a year later. Like that just doesn't happen on other platforms. And so that's a great opportunity. I mean, if you look up YouTube videos right now on like tutorials or anything, sometimes it'll pull up a video from 13 years ago. Like the other day I was watching something, it was like on some CRM video and it was like completely outdated, but it's because it's gotten, so much attention. It was really helpful. So it's just way more evergreen, which is also really cool. So this is just an example of an agent. You guys may or may not know him, Nick Mealy. We don't actually do his content, but I've spoken with him a lot, and he's big on YouTube. He gets the vast majority of his business straight through YouTube, which is really cool. So he's closing a lot of deals, mostly buyers, straight through his YouTube channel. People reach out. They're trying to find a certain area. They're trying to do more research on a certain area, mostly North County, and they're just wondering like, hey, what's Carlsbad like? Like, what are the best things to do there? What are the school districts like there? They're just curious. They see his YouTube videos. He's giving super valuable information on that area. And then they reach out because they see that he is knowledgeable. They're curious. They want to learn more. And those conversations lead to closed deals. Couple other examples of agents here that we've worked a lot with. We do some of their videos on their channels, and these are top 5 realtors in San Diego that are spending time on YouTube. So obviously a place that's worth being. So let's talk about kind of the foundation of YouTube strategy. Again, this also applies to other social medias as well, like Instagram, but more specifically on YouTube. So I think one of the most important things right off the bat is getting super specific, hyper local, hyper specific. This is stuff that's going to perform well. Again, we don't need a lot of people to watch our videos if they're the right people. 100 people, 100 qualified buyers looking to buy in Del Mar, if that's where you're selling or working, that's extremely valuable. And so we're not looking to, go viral or reach the whole world. We just need to reach the few people that, that would be your target avatar. And so getting really specific on the topics that you're talking about, that's the biggest thing. Like, what are you actually saying in the video? What's the topic of the video? But then also the cover, like the thumbnail, the caption, the title, all of that stuff, making that specific as well. But we want basically everything to be just targeting a very specific type of person. And I'm sure you guys have done this for your business where you kind of map out who your ideal avatar is and who you want to work with, but make your videos specifically for them. And even your like more lifestyle videos that maybe aren't as educational, but more about like you and like just you as a person and as a realtor, you still want those to be targeting those people. Like if you're targeting a certain demographic, say, someone who's a young family who wants to relocate to North County or who, wants to live in North County, maybe you're a surfer and like that could be part of that lifestyle that they would be attracted to. And so you can still show aspects of, what they're into with your own lifestyle if you're similar to your target avatar, if you do some of those things.
And that's
Um,
a just quick question on
yeah.
that. Because it gives me some ideas. Like I'm not a surfer, but like a foodie. So like maybe restaurant coverage or something is something that could be interesting for people on YouTube as a realtor. But what's like the percentage you would recommend on like lifestyle content to more like really like realtor forward, like neighborhood coverage type content? Or maybe it blends. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of like 70% more like real estate educational focus and then like 30% kind of lifestyle. You can
Okay.
kind of mix and match that like how, you want it to fit your brand and how you want to show up, but kind of like as a general guideline somewhere
Yep.
in there, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah. Um, so number two, I'll think about what sets you apart. I mean, we obviously know there's what 25,000 licensed realtors in San Diego County. Got a lot of people, a lot of competition. Like, what sets you apart? What makes you different? What makes you connect with the people that you work with? You can ask some of your clients, like, "Hey, why'd you work with me?" Or you can just think back to the people that you've worked with and think about what made you connect with them and kind of pick up on those sparks on those things and include that in your videos. We're really looking for people to get like emotionally bought into you and who you are and get them to, ultimately reach out to you. Um, I think I'll go into this a little bit more, but I think the biggest downfall of anyone posting on social media at all is not showing up 100% authentically. And everyone says like, okay, be authentic, but like, are you actually posting videos how you talk to your friends, to your family? Like, when you watch a video, I think you should cringe a little bit. I post things all the time. I'm like, I don't know if I want to post that. As soon as I post it, those are the videos that get the best engagement and the best attention. I think when you're trying to be something you're not, it really never works. You're not going to work with people that you want to work with anyway. So in terms of setting up your channel, I mean, super easy. I'm not going to go too much into this. You can, find more of that info on like ChatGPT or whatever, or YouTube. But obviously make it very specific, make it clear. The worst thing you could do is set up your channel in a way that's like people don't know what you do. So obviously your name, your city, I would get like clean art for your channel, your logo or anything like that. Not going to focus on that, but yeah, that's pretty straightforward. You want it to look good. So, content strategy, what are you actually going to post? So on YouTube, you don't need to post as much as on other platforms. Once or twice a week is a great place to start, even once a week. The more the better, but don't feel like you need to post every single day on this platform. Um, I think the best things to post are hyper local things that apply in the area that you're trying to farm or work in or that you currently serve. This could be like market updates, not general San Diego market updates, but like what's going on in that neighborhood. Like specifically, are there changes? Are there new construction projects? Are there changes, with the school or like roads or like anything like that? Like what's going on in that community, in that neighborhood, that you can't find on Google. You can't just find like you have to be there. You have to actually, someone like you who's a local expert would know. That stuff is really valuable and people are curious about that. Absolutely neighborhood tours where you're going into a certain neighborhood or area, you're showing off the best restaurants, the places that you like to eat and walk around and hang out. Maybe there's farmers markets. I just did one of these in Oceanside last week with one of our clients, and we were showing like the Sunset Market. We went to the pier and showed the beach, and he talked about a couple of his favorite restaurants and spots. And he was actually in these areas, eating the food, walking the streets, showing what it's like to be a part of the Oceanside community. And I think that's really cool for people to watch. And then
How formal does that like have to be like in terms of like how advanced with technology do you need to get to be able to capture that kind of video?
yeah, it doesn't need to be formal or advanced. I mean, like when we film stuff like that, we obviously make it look really professional and everything, but like you can totally go out with your phone and just record this stuff and talk about it and or even sit at your house, set up with nice lighting, prop your phone up, talk for 10 minutes about that area, a couple different talking points, and then just throw in like pictures or B-roll that you have that you've taken or that you can find online. Like it doesn't need to be anything crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go back to Nick Miley's channel here, watch some of it. He's gotten a little bit more professional now, but if you go back to some of his early stuff, it's so simple. Like filmed on his iPhone, talking about the area. But people interested in San Diego or that area, it's really helpful content for them. Like they don't know what it's like to live there. They don't know like what the schools are like or the restaurants or proximity to the beach. Like they just don't know. So it doesn't need to be anything crazy. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that's some of the topics that I would talk about and how I would kind of approach your content. People get so stuck on like what to post and it just doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to have the perfect ChatGPT script. Just talk about the area, talk about what you like, talk about what you don't like, and people will resonate with that and it will be more helpful than you think um, for people and for your potential clients. You can also do videos on like relocation tips, um, pros and cons of living in San Diego or in certain neighborhoods. And then just you could even do day in the lives, like what it's if you live in the area that you serve, if you serve Carlsbad, like what is it like to live there on a daily basis? And just showing your lifestyle is a great way for other people to get an insight into it. And then the personal side of things too, you can talk about your story, your wins, testimonials, more content about you and who you are. If you have a family or dogs, you like to surf, any of that stuff, like throw it in there. The more personal, the better.
I think you had shared when I saw you present in San Diego a pretty wild statistic about how, like, when people are searching for like what neighborhoods they want to live in, like obviously they're going to Zillow and like Realtor to whatever to search for homes, but
Yeah.
when they're searching for neighborhoods, like YouTube is one of the number one search tools
Yeah.
for starting to understand a location.
Yeah, YouTube is actually the number two place people go to search when looking for a home. Like when they're looking, they go to YouTube number two after Zillow, because they want to learn about the area. And so yeah, it's actually, I mean, you could look it up, but it's a crazy statistic. YouTube is people go there way more than you think to get information on neighborhoods, and not enough realtors are tapping into that. It's a lot of like, there's just so much opportunity for you to be the person that comes up and gives them that information about the neighborhood versus someone else. Um, Cool. So let's talk about kind of content creation, scripts and like just the structure of videos, how to approach it. So there's three parts to any video, the hook, the core or the value, and then the call to action. I keep it really simple. I don't like to overcomplicate my videos or overcomplicate my scripts and be going back and forth with ChatGPT and trying to make it perfect and have it all sound, like AI. In the beginning, you definitely want to have a clear hook. So like call out who you're targeting, speak directly to them. And then if you can have some sort of visual hook, that'd be great too. Like we will start our videos with like a crazy drone shot or something that like just hooks the audience right away. It doesn't need to be anything insane, but you want basically a reason for them to stay. Like why are they going to watch the video? Even if the beginning of the video is just saying like, hey, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly the pros and cons of living in X neighborhood. These are some things that you might not expect, so stay tuned to watch the whole video. Like even something like that, where you're just kind of framing it and letting them know what to expect, that's really helpful and gets people to stick around a lot longer than when you dive right in and they kind of skip through and they're just trying to, find the valuable information. Um, for the core of the video, I mean, like I just focus on like the main bullet points that I want people to understand. I don't like overscript my videos at all. A lot of our videos for clients, we will literally do like pretty much unscripted. And we just give them like bullet points or prompts on, what are the main things we can talk about here? What are the most important points we need to hit? And then you can just talk about it. And then call to action. You want people to know what they should do next. It doesn't need to be like working with you, but subscribe, send me a message, follow me on Instagram. What's the next step in your process for people working with you? You'd be surprised how many people just don't know what to do next. And if you just tell them what to do next, they will do it. And so even if they're just kind of interested in that neighborhood, maybe they're gonna buy in the future, maybe they're looking to buy right now. But if you're just like, hey, if you're interested or you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram. And then you'd be surprised how many people will just send you a DM on Instagram. I do this on Instagram a lot, commenting a certain keyword. And the videos where I don't have like the call to action to comment, I don't really get any comments. The videos where I do say that, sometimes I'll get like 20, 50. The other day I got 100 comments commenting the keyword for like my lead magnet. That was 100 leads, so it's like just tell people what to do next. This is my easy structure for thinking about your content. Um, Couple more things I'll just touch on. I mean, you want your videos to just look appealing, pop out, on YouTube when people are scrolling. So think about your video titles. Like, what would people actually search? Put yourself in the position of your ideal client or whoever you're trying to reach, what would be like the realistic thing that they would literally type into YouTube and think about that as your title. You want them to see the title and the thumbnail and be like, oh, that's exactly for me. Like that's exactly what I was looking for, right? You don't need to overcomplicate it. You just want it to really resonate with them. And then for your thumbnails, I mean, you could hire someone to do this online or something, but like um, Upwork, Fiverr, like whoever you go with, like if you're doing it yourself, just try to make it really pop out. I mean, you can see these as examples, like they're very appealing. You know, you're curious to see what the video is going to be about. And then video descriptions are really important on YouTube as well. You can use ChatGPT to help with this, creating your video descriptions, but that will help a lot with like the kind of back end algorithm stuff on YouTube. So, a couple more things. I mean, I would recommend posting as much as you can. Definitely batch film your content, makes it really easy. I'll normally set up my camera. Like I film myself a lot, and I'll just set up my camera. Sometimes my phone too. Like I'll film a lot on my phone because it's easy. And just knock out a couple videos at once. It's kind of hard to get in the headspace sometimes of like filming content, but once you're in the flow, you can normally knock out a few. I would start with like a video a week. Just make a commitment to post one video a week on YouTube showing a different neighborhood or a different area that you serve, and just giving valuable information to your people. Like that's just the easiest place to start. And another thing, you can cut up your YouTube videos into shorts and use those for Instagram. You can do that yourself or have an editor do it. And then just repurpose all of that content, either shorts on YouTube, shorts on Instagram, LinkedIn. Really great way to just repurpose that content.
Jonah, can I ask you a quick question on
Yeah.
if you're hiring an editor, where do you suggest people source that out?
Yeah. So, I mean, a couple things. You can obviously, oops, you can obviously hire a company like ours to do everything, or if you just want to hire your own editor, I would look on Upwork or Fiverr. Those are the two platforms that I found a lot of editors on. It can be
And
tough. You got to do some searching, but
what would someone look for on Upwork or Fiverr?
yeah, just like YouTube video editor or just
Okay.
video editor. Yeah, just type it in, search. There's a lot of people overseas who are really reasonably priced, and should be able to edit your videos for fairly cheap.
Okay.
And do you think, like, if you are looking to just source that out, is that something you guys do routinely, or you do more of the overall picture?
Like my company specifically, we do everything. Like we shoot and edit and do all of that. But if you're just looking for more of a budget option, then you can totally just, hire your own editor and kind of do it yourself.
So if
Thank you.
Yeah.
there's anyone from San Diego on here, hit up Jonah. This is a very mixed crowd. We've the number of attendees has grown since the first few minutes of the call. Got about 14 or 15 people on here right now, and we tend to be a pretty spread out audience. So my mom runs her team in New York. I'm in Los Angeles, but if people even want to just drop their name in the chat, who knows? Maybe Jonah knows someone there that he can point you in the right direction of. But this is definitely a mixed crowd. We're not Southern California based.
Yeah, I actually know like really good. I'm in a couple different like networks with other real estate media agencies around the country. So if you guys do want recommendations in other markets, I'd be happy to refer you out unless you already have someone good. But yeah, if you need someone, drop in the chat. Like I could totally take note. Northern California. Yeah, I've got an amazing connection in Northern California. Really, really good team up there. Ariel Canvas, I don't know if you know them, but yeah, let me know, guys. I'd be happy to.
We can make sure to share your contact information after the call. So anyone on here, if they do want to connect with you privately about, a referral to a local
Yeah.
video expert, then we can, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm in a group with like 350 of the best real estate media companies around the US. So let me know, guys. Happy to connect you. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's the basis. I want to leave time for questions and everything. Um, there's one more thing I wanted to say, but it's not coming to mind. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about strategy, what to post, how to post, anything at all. Happy to answer
For
questions.
those who are not looking to hire and they want to really dive in and do this on their own, like DIY it, kind of like you showed us, like Nick Mealy's YouTube. You said if you go back to the older videos, like he started really simple. So like again here, like anyone here can start really simple. So are there any like just like basic like tools that people should order from Amazon or like I know some people like recommend OpusClip, like are there like, you know, sites or
Yeah.
technology tools that you would recommend?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say in terms of like tools, I mean, first of all, like just grab like a $30 tripod off Amazon for your phone. Like if you're trying to start really easy, grab a $30 tripod and you don't even need microphones. You could grab some little mics off Amazon, but you're not going to get better audio than your phone unless you spend a couple $100s on mics. So you can just tripod, prop up your phone, film in your living room or at a listing or in your local area and just talk to the camera about that area, about like um why people should live there. Like just start giving valuable information for your potential buyers and sellers. Literally film on your phone, and then I would say Opus is great. Opus, I think it's OpusClip.ai. It'll chop up long form into short form. So if you film for 10-15 minutes, it'll chop it into like 15 like short videos for Instagram. That's a great tool. I mean, in terms of like thumbnails, if you want to do it yourself, like Canva is pretty good, to create like super simple things. Um, CapCut for editing. Like if you want to edit yourself, I would say CapCut is the best place to start. It's really easy. Um, you can get it on your phone or your computer. Those are probably like the first tools I'd recommend, just the easiest things to do. Between that, like,
Yeah. Do you have any feedback on Taja?
what's that?
Um, so we do these masterminds all the time. We post them on YouTube. We've used ChatGPT to say, hey, help us create an SEO friendly description, whatever. But we haven't put a lot of attention behind growing our YouTube channel, but there is one tool that's come across my radar, which is this one that helps you basically build an SEO foundation with your descriptions in your titles that makes you be more discoverable. I'm sure you can achieve that with ChatGPT to some extent. So, I mean, maybe you can't speak specifically to Taja, but SEO as a whole, like how I'm sure it's really important, but it always has felt so overwhelming for me. And I'm very tech friendly
Yeah.
for someone who's like really thinking about doing this. Like, how do you create momentum that's actually going to have results in 6 to 12 months versus just you're posting videos and they're just getting lost in the void?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know about that specific tool. It sounds good. Like I would definitely use that if that works. I think AI is really good at stuff like this, like SEO, descriptions, any pieces of writing, definitely use AI, whether it's ChatGPT or something like that. Um, I mean, the thing with YouTube is like it just does take time. Like the best thing you can do is be consistent. But I would also say experiment, like post a couple of videos with a certain topic, caption, or not caption, title. I'm like, if that isn't quite working, then mix it up. Definitely staying fresh and mixing up the type of videos you're posting is always one of the best things you can do because sometimes a certain format just isn't going to perform well or it's not working very well. Mix it up, post something shorter with a different style and see if that works. So like I would say consistency and mixing up and experimenting with different things to see what works. And as soon as something works, just double down on it. Like that's my entire social media strategy is like post a bunch of different things. The thing that does best, do more of that, try to do it better and do more of it. And then when something works again, do more of that and like just keep going down that rabbit hole. Um, that's how I approach social media. And that's what's worked well for me.
Jonah,
Yeah, I've read.
I don't want to, if anybody else here wants to jump in, please do. I don't want to monopolize. But you just said something that was kind of on my mind. Colby mentioned that we have a YouTube channel for our organization. So Every Move Collective, and we post these types of videos there, but really not much else. So when you say consistency, you mean consistency in timing, right? And then if like something that I've been bouncing around in my head is should I be putting stuff from my about my team and what we're doing in New York versus just the collab, the Every Move Collective stuff? Is it okay to kind of mix that up? And Colby puts in stuff about LA, we put in stuff about New York, and see if it sticks. Is that what you mean?
I guess it depends what your goals are and who you're trying to target. So like I don't know exactly if those videos would be targeting different people. Like if you're trying to use this channel to get, realtors, right? But then like those videos are more targeting like buyers and sellers, it's more listing style, like focus content. If they're not really speaking to the same people, then I wouldn't put that in. But if it's content that gives more context on who you guys are as professionals, this is more about you, personal branding stuff, then I would say yes, mix it in. We just don't want to confuse our audience and post
Yep.
videos that, are speaking to like multiple different avatars because it just can be a bit like confusing. But like but yes, definitely mix it up and try different things if it makes sense for who you're trying to speak to on that specific channel.
Got it. And then if you are speaking to a different audience, does it make sense to create another YouTube channel for that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, if it's like for sure. So for example, I kind of have two businesses. I have my real estate media business where we serve realtors, and then I have a coaching business where I help other videographers do what we've done with real estate media. I have two completely separate Instagrams, completely separate, acquisition channels and everything because I want to keep that separate. Like on my real estate media page, I'm only speaking to realtors, educating them on social media, speaking to their pain points, showing the work that we do for agents, and then on the other side of things, it's only speaking to videographers. Like I think that's a big thing that people kind of mess up is like they'll be posting content, but like who's this for? Like you have to like would your target audience really want, like, is this really for them? Are they gonna watch that video and be like, oh, that's for me? So I would create two separate ones if it's completely different avatars.
Thank you.
Yeah. But having said that, like any content that you're posting, you are the niche, right? Like you can post videos on both those channels or either of those channels that are about you as a person, as a business owner. Um, like you're still going to be kind of the thread, right? Through whatever channel, whoever you're speaking to, like you can always post content about you.
Right. And areas would also, on a channel that's really focused towards realtors, I would think that areas would also um, be something that could be discussed across borders, right?
What do you mean exactly?
Um, a while back, before we even got into this whole Every Move Collective thing, Colby and I had talked about when she was relocating to an area, where to start. And I always started with my realtors because I knew they knew the areas better than anybody else. So we had talked about the possibility of starting at the time we were talking Facebook, a Facebook group that would actually talk about different areas so that if I was going somewhere, I would use that as a resource. So with us, Every Move Collective is a coast to coast organization from LA to New York and kind of everything in between. So, something on a broad scope of different areas would be appropriate.
Yeah, if you're speaking to like realtors, you mean like talking about the
Right.
different areas that you guys serve?
Yes.
I mean that seems like it'd be more like talking about the areas like what it's like to live there and stuff like that, or like I guess.
Well, I'm trying to think of ways to broaden the audience for Every Move Collective, which is our organization.
Hmm.
And we are in LA and New York, so we're not focused in one place. And we have relationships throughout the country. So, what are like, how do we flesh out topics that would be appropriate for something that's that broad?
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, I feel like the topics targeting realtors would probably be pretty consistent, right? Like no matter if a realtor's in California or New York, they're probably gonna be focused on similar things, right?
Yeah, generally speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, not,
think
not area wise, but in terms of like the business side of things and their approach and like all of that, like I feel like those topics would apply to any realtor, and you guys could talk about how they're different in different markets, like how
Right.
the markets
Right. Like
differ.
that's a good
That,
example.
yeah,
Markets, the market.
yeah, absolutely. But I feel like overall things would apply to realtors anywhere. It's just, and you guys can again touch on that, like how these things differ in different markets. You can show like this is what it's like in New York, this is what it's like in California. Um, but yeah, I think that like that shouldn't be too hard to come up with topics that like are applied to realtors all over.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, does anyone else have any lingering, burning questions for Jonah about YouTube before we potentially wrap up early and give people some time back in their day?
I'm good.
No? Okay, well, thank you all for tuning in, listening. Hopefully, this was helpful. If you do end up starting down the YouTube path, feel free to send us your channel. We'd love to subscribe and follow it and like kind of help you with that early momentum. We'll make sure to send out Jonah's contact information. So if you do have any questions or you wanted to tap into his referral network of videographers across the country, I know that we're totally interested in New York to have that conversation and learn a little bit if you know anyone there. I know someone in here already mentioned that they're up in San Francisco and are interested. So, yep. Thank you so much, Jonah. This was awesome. We will put this on YouTube. We'll send out the replay link. Our next one is coming up on the fourth Monday of the month, which is my calendar's not here. I think it's November. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving. So we know you're going to be busy with the holidays. But we hope that you join anyway. It'll be kind of like a lighter time of the year for everyone in real estate. So it's kind of actually a really good time to build new skills and learn new things because you're probably going to be a little bit less busy with clients. So take the opportunity to come join us. It'll be great. I forget who we actually have. Let me double check really quickly. We're bringing on,
The luxury
oh,
or
yes, we have a luxury agent coming on to speak about luxury in her market and how you can learn from her tips and tricks to grow luxury business in your market. So here's the RSVP link. I just dropped it. Oh, Joanna, thanks for sharing your YouTube. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, Jonah. We really appreciate you. And yep, talk everyone soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Go
Bye,
start
y'all.
thank
your channel.
you.